And it is. We FM is SVG.
Good afternoon and welcome to VFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Coates St. Vincent Limited.
Shop with confidence at Courts. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Get appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Shop with confidence only at Courts. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
Welcome back to VFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Coates St. Vincent Limited. First, on the local scene, the Land and Surveys Department, in collaboration with the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project, is preparing for the resumption of its drone mapping exercise. This exercise will collect aerial and street-level data in preparation for the implementation of the single window for land and property transactions. The exercise, which is being undertaken by Place Foundation, was launched on December 10, 2024, but was suspended and is now scheduled to resume on Tuesday, April 22nd to May 2nd, 2025. The data collected will support land management, urban planning, climate resilience, and revenue generation through enhanced geospatial infrastructure. This mapping project is a fundamental step in St. Vincent's digital land reform and modernization efforts under the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project. The data will directly support the Unified Land Information System and other digital initiatives aimed at improving public service delivery. As the government continues to aim resources at strengthening education, healthcare, and many other areas in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, on Tuesday, April 15, 2025, during a press briefing at Cabinet Room, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves mentioned several projects scheduled to be undertaken. These include the new Sandy Bay Secondary School to be constructed near Orange Hill, while there is a major secondary school project planned for Brighton. Both projects are expected to go to tender by May 14, 2025. The Prime Minister also mentioned the Thomas Sanders Secondary School redevelopment project, noting that due to structural concerns with the existing building plans, the government has undertaken a complete redesign. He noted that in respect of enhancing the Oweah and Chateaubelair fisheries centres, the final design and tender documents have been submitted to the World Bank for review and are expected to be advertised both locally and on the World Bank's platform soon. Prime Minister Dr. Gonsalves also mentioned that work is set to begin on roads leading to the Jennings and Waterloo areas, with both projects expected to be completed in 8 months. Dr. Gonsalves also noted that 2 new wells have been successfully dug to improve water delivery to Oweah Sandy Bay area. He said that tenders are open for pipelines, fittings, and other items. Finally, the Prime Minister mentioned expanding the Argyle International Airport, which is currently experiencing record increase in air traffic, including 4 international airlines operating simultaneously. Dr. Gonsalves said he has asked that the immigration personnel be increased from 8 to 12, while other individuals must be hired to assist with baggage handling to improve passenger flow. Still on the local scene, individuals affected by the passage of Hurricane Beryl continue to receive assistance from the government. Speaking during a press briefing at Cabinet Room on Tuesday, April 15, 2025, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves reiterated the government's commitment to supporting people affected by natural disasters like Hurricane Beryl. Dr. Gonsalves said that an initiative like the Beryl Money Income Support Program, currently supporting over 4,000 individuals, is part of the government's broader effort to ease the burdens faced by citizens, especially in the wake of natural disasters and global economic challenges. The Prime Minister, however, noted that some people may not have received their payment because of some administrative issue, and noted that if this is the case, individuals whose names may have been omitted should report the matter to the relevant authorities. He added, Also, that through the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of National Mobilization, efforts are being made to provide additional support to farmers who were not included in earlier disbursements, with around 2,000 more people expected to benefit. He also noted that the government has also taken on the mammoth task of fixing over 6,000 homes. On to news in the region. A construction worker has died while another remains hospitalized following an electrocution incident at a major housing development in Antigua yesterday morning. The incident occurred at the Bobby Ali housing project in Point, where 150 condominium-styled units are being constructed as part of the government's social housing initiative. According to reports, the two Chinese nationals were erecting scaffolding when it made contact with overhead electrical lines. Emergency medical services responded to the scene within minutes of receiving the call. Approximately 2 hours later, one worker succumbed to his injuries despite being stabilized and transported to Sir Lester Bird Medical Center. His colleague remains hospitalized. The Eastern Caribbean Court of Appeal has upheld an appeal filed by attorney Wade Norde on behalf of 5 Venezuelans and 1 Italian who were serving concurrent 7-year sentences in Dominica for drug trafficking and importation. The court declared the original sentences excessive and replaced them with time served, making the men eligible for release. However, the court reserved judgment in the constitutional questions raised, particularly whether the mandatory minimum sentence is unconstitutional. Norde argued that the law imposes cruel and inhumane punishment contrary to Section 5 of Dominica's Constitution and removes judicial discretion. Calling the penalty disproportionate, Norde stated, "It is therefore submitted that the 7-year sentence imposed on the appellant, a first-time offender, was constitutionally cruel." They proposed that the appropriate sentence should have been 1 year and 6 months, which has now been served. On the international scene, a man who officials have acknowledged was wrongly deported to prison in El Salvador will never live in the U.S. again, the White House has said. Salvadoran national Kilma Abrego Garcia was deported to Central America from Maryland after he was accused of being a member of Banda MS-13 gang. A judge has ordered President Donald Trump's administration to secure his return to the U.S., but El Salvador President Nayib Bukele said earlier this week that he did not have the power to do so. On Wednesday, the White House press secretary doubled down on the accusations that Mr. Abrego Garcia is a gang member and accused the 29-year-old of domestic violence. She cited records showing his U.S. citizen wife once filed a protective order against him. The White House press secretary told a press briefing if he ever ends up back in the United States, he would immediately be deported again. Finally, in sports, Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk has signed a new 2-year contract with the club. The 33-year-old centre-back's previous contract had been set to expire at the end of the season. But the Dutchman has joined forward Mohamed Salah, who signed a 2-year extension last week in committing his future to the club. Van Dijk has been with the club since joining for £75 million from Southampton in January 2018. This has been WeFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Shanika Stapleton. Join us again at 3 o'clock for WeFM's 3 p.m. news. WeFM's Midday News came to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Looking for the right pair of frames to make you look glamorous? Come to Quartz Optical. You'll find a wide selection of stylish frames from Prada, Ray-Ban, Armani, Converse, Vogue, plus new arrivals for you to choose from. Get up to 30% off lens and frames, 15% off cash purchases $999 and over. Plus, you can book your eye examination appointment online today at quartzoptical.com. Wear it today and pay later with Quartz Ready Finance. Quartz Optical, value you can see. Offer ends April 24th, 2025. Special conditions apply.